Xavi Hernandez ready for Premier League. What Fabrizio Romano just revealed about Manchester United. Hello everyone and welcome to United Daily Updates. If this is your first time visiting us, let me tell you why thousands of Manchester United fans trust us every single day. We give you the real news without the nonsense. We bring you honest analysis you can actually rely on. We do not waste your time with fake rumors or clickbait headlines. Just the truth about our club. Subscribe to our YouTube channel right now because the manager situation at Manchester United is changing every single hour and you need to stay updated. We are the source that United fans trust. The breaking news that changes everything. Picture this. You are one of the greatest midfielders who ever lived. You won everything as a player. World Cup, European Championships, Champions League, multiple league titles. You then became a manager and won a major league title in your first full season. But then things went wrong. You got sacked. You took 8 months off to think about your next move. And now you are ready to come back. Where do you want to go? What league do you want to conquer? What challenge do you want to take on? For Xavi Hernandez, the answer is clear. The Premier League. He wants England. He wants to test himself in the most watched league in the world. He wants to prove he can succeed outside of Spain. He is ready. He is motivated. He is waiting for the right opportunity. And tonight, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed it. Xavi Hernandez would love to coach in the Premier League. He feels ready to return to management. He wants to write a new chapter after Barcelona. And while there are no negotiations happening right now with Manchester United, the interest is definitely there. The possibility is real. The door is open. This is massive news for Manchester United fans. Because it tells us that one of the biggest names in football management is interested in coming to Old Trafford. It tells us that despite all the chaos at United, top managers still see the club as an attractive destination. It tells us that Xavi is not just waiting around for Barcelona to call him back. He wants something new. Something different. Something in England. Let me break down everything Fabrizio Romano said. What it means. Why Xavi wants England. Whether United should actually hire him. And what happens next in this incredible story. This is the full picture of Xavi Hernandez and Manchester United. Everything Fabrizio Romano revealed. Let me start by telling you exactly what Fabrizio Romano said. Word for word. Because this is important. Romano is the most reliable journalist in football. When he says something, you can believe it. So let me give you his exact words. Romano said this, "At the moment, I am not aware of negotiations between Xavi and Manchester United. United have now started the process of selecting their coach and we will have to see what can happen in the future. As of today, there is nothing advanced or anything concrete." Stop right there. Let that sink in. No negotiations. Nothing advanced. Nothing concrete. This is crucial information. Because it means that all those reports you might have seen saying Xavi is close to joining United or that talks are happening, those reports are not true. At least not according to Romano, who has the best sources in the game. United have started looking for their next manager. They are in the early stages. They are considering options. But they have not reached out to Xavi yet. They have not made contact. There are no secret meetings. No discussions. Not yet anyway. But then Romano said something that completely changes the picture. He said, "What I can say is that Xavi would love to coach in the Premier League. He feels ready to return to coaching and write a new chapter after his departure from Barcelona and taking some time to disconnect. He is ready and very open to managing in the Premier League one day. But at the moment, I am not aware of negotiations between Xavi and Manchester United." This is the key part. This is what matters. Xavi wants the Premier League. He is ready. He has taken 8 months off since leaving Barcelona. 8 months to rest. To think. To prepare. To learn. And now he is ready to come back. Not to just any league. To the Premier League specifically. So we have a situation where Manchester United need a manager. Xavi wants to manage in the Premier League. But they have not talked yet. That is where we are. That is the reality right now. But here is the thing. This could change very quickly. If United decide they want Xavi, they can pick up the phone tomorrow. They can start negotiations. They can make it happen. The fact that Xavi is interested means United have a real option here. A quality option. A proven option. Why this 8-month break matters so much. Let me talk about something that I think is really important. Xavi has been out of work for 8 months. That is a long time for a manager. Most managers who get sacked jump straight into another job within weeks or months. They cannot stay away from football. They need to be working. They need to be on the touchline. But Xavi did something different. He took time off. Fabrizio Romano used the word disconnect, which I think is perfect. Xavi deliberately disconnected from football. He stepped away. He took a break. He recharged. Why does this matter? Let me explain. Being a manager at Barcelona is one of the most stressful jobs in football. Maybe the most stressful. The pressure is constant. Every game is analyzed to death. Every decision is questioned. The media is brutal. The fans are demanding. The board is always watching. It never stops. Xavi dealt with that pressure for 2.5 years. From November 2021 when he took over until May 2024 when he left. That is a long time to be under that kind of stress. By the end, Xavi probably needed to get away. He needed space. He needed time to think clearly without all that noise around him. So he took 8 months off. 8 months. That is enough time to really reflect. To watch football from a distance. To study other managers. To see what they are doing. To learn from your own mistakes. To come up with new ideas. To prepare properly for your next job instead of just jumping into the first opportunity that comes along. This tells me that Xavi is serious about his next move. He is not desperate. He is not taking any job just to get back into management. He has taken time to prepare. He has been patient. And now he is ready to come back stronger and smarter than before. If I was Manchester United, this would actually make me more interested in Xavi, not less. It shows maturity. It shows self-awareness. It shows that he understands the importance of being properly prepared. These are good signs. What United officials actually think about Xavi. According to the report, Manchester United officials regard Xavi well. They were impressed with what he did at Barcelona. They saw how he took over club in crisis and turned things around. They saw him win La Liga in his first full season. They respect his achievements. This is really important information, because it tells us that United are not dismissing Xavi. They are not ignoring him. They think he is a legitimate candidate. They think he could potentially be the right man for the job. But let me be clear about something. Just because United respect Xavi does not mean they will hire him. There is a big difference between rating someone highly and actually giving them the job. United might think Xavi is good but still decide to go with someone else. Someone who fits better. Someone with less risk. Someone who knows the Premier League already. The fact that United have not contacted Xavi yet tells us something important. It tells us that Xavi is not their number one target right now. If he was, they would have reached out already. They would be in negotiations. But they are not. This could mean several things. Maybe United are focused on sorting out the interim manager situation first. Maybe they want to do more research on Xavi before making contact. Maybe they are talking to other candidates first to see who is available. Maybe they have concerns about Xavi that they need to work through. Whatever the reason, United are taking their time. They are not rushing. And honestly, that is probably a good thing. United have made too many bad manager appointments because they panicked and rushed. This time, it seems like they are being more careful, more deliberate, more professional in their approach. But the door is definitely open for Xavi. United rate him. He wants the Premier League. He would be interested in United. All the pieces are there. Now it is just a question of whether United decide to make the move. Why Xavi specifically wants the Premier League? This is a question I keep thinking about. Why does Xavi want the Premier League so badly? He could manage in Spain again. He could go to Italy. He could try Germany. He could even stay in Qatar where he had success before Barcelona. Why England specifically? Let me give you my thoughts on this. And I think there are several good reasons. First, the Premier League is the most watched league in the world. Everyone watches it. It is on television in almost every country. The global audience is massive. If you want to be known as one of the best managers in the world, you need to succeed in the Premier League. Simple as that. Xavi knows this. He wants his name to be mentioned alongside Guardiola, Klopp, and the other great Premier League managers. Second, Xavi has only managed in 2 places as a professional coach. Al Sadd in Qatar and Barcelona in Spain. That is it. 2 places. If Xavi wants to be considered a truly world-class manager, he needs to show he can adapt to different leagues and different challenges. The Premier League would prove that. It would show he is not just a Barcelona manager. He is a manager who can succeed anywhere. Third, I think Xavi wants to prove something to himself. His time at Barcelona ended badly. The second season was a disappointment. Some people said he only succeeded because he was at Barcelona. Because he knew the club so well. Because it was comfortable for him. Coming to England and succeeding there would prove all those doubters wrong. It would show he can win anywhere, not just at the club where he played. Fourth, the Premier League is the most competitive league in football. You have 6 or 7 teams who can realistically compete for the title in any given season. The games are harder. The competition is tougher. For someone like Xavi who has already won La Liga, the Premier League is the next challenge. The ultimate test. And I think Xavi wants that test. He wants to prove he can handle it. Fifth, managing in England would be a new experience. A new culture. A new country. New challenges. For someone who spent almost his entire playing career in Spain and then managed in Spain, England represents something completely different. I think Xavi is at a point in his career where he wants new experiences. Where he wants to grow and develop in new ways. England offers that. All of these reasons together explain why Xavi specifically wants the Premier League. And if you want to manage in England, where better than Manchester United? United are one of the 3 or 4 biggest clubs in the country. Success at United would make Xavi a legend. That must be incredibly appealing. The Barcelona success story that everyone remembers. To understand why Manchester United might be interested in Xavi, we need to talk about what he achieved at Barcelona. Because it was pretty remarkable. Really remarkable. Xavi took over Barcelona in November 2021. And let me tell you, Barcelona were in a terrible state at that time. They were 9th in La Liga. 9th. For Barcelona, that is a disaster. They had just lost Lionel Messi because of financial problems. The greatest player in their history was gone. The team was struggling. The confidence was rock bottom. The mood was awful. It was a crisis. Xavi came in and had to somehow turn this mess around. And you know what? He did it. Not overnight. It took time. But gradually, Barcelona started improving. They started winning games. They started playing better football. They started believing again. In his first half season, Xavi got Barcelona from 9th place to finishing 2nd. That was solid work. They did not win anything that year, but there was clear improvement. Clear progress. The foundations were being built. Then came the 2022-23 season. Xavi's first full season in charge. And this is where it got special. Barcelona dominated La Liga. They were brilliant. They beat Real Madrid to the title. They played some really good football. They scored lots of goals. Young players like Xavi and Pedri flourished under Xavi. It was everything Barcelona fans wanted to see. Winning La Liga is not easy. Especially when you have to beat Real Madrid to do it. Real Madrid are one of the best clubs in the world. They have unlimited resources. They have world-class players. Beating them over a 38-game season is a massive achievement. And Xavi did it in his first full season as Barcelona manager. This is what Manchester United officials would have noticed. This is what impressed them. Xavi took a club in crisis and turned them into champions in less than 2 years. That is impressive. That shows he can handle pressure. That shows he can build a team. That shows he can win when it matters. And this is why United would be interested in Xavi. Because United are in crisis right now. Just like Barcelona were when Xavi took over. United need someone who can turn things around. Someone who knows how to rebuild. Someone who has done it before. Xavi has that experience. The second season that everyone wants to forget. But we also need to talk about what happened next at Barcelona. Because it is not all positive. The 2023-24 season, Xavi's second full season, did not go well. Not well at all. Barcelona did not win La Liga. They did not win the Copa del Rey. They did not do anything special in the Champions League. The football was not as good as the previous season. Results were inconsistent. The team looked like they had gone backwards. And by the end of the season, Barcelona and Xavi agreed to part ways. This is a big concern. A huge concern. Because it raises serious questions. What went wrong? Why did Barcelona decline in the second season? Was it Xavi's fault? Did he run out of ideas? Did the players stop believing in him? Did he lose the dressing room? Or was it not his fault? Did the Barcelona board fail to back him in the transfer market? Did they sell important players without replacing them properly? Were there issues behind the scenes that Xavi could not control? Was he set up to fail? We do not really know the full story. Different people say different things. Some blame Xavi. Some blame the board. Some blame the players. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. These things are never simple. There are always multiple factors. But for Manchester United, this is a red flag they need to investigate. They need to understand what happened. They need to talk to people who were there. They need to get Xavi's side of the story. They need to figure out whether it was a one-season wonder at Barcelona or whether there were good reasons for the decline. Because United cannot afford another manager who does well for one season and then falls apart. They have been through that cycle too many times already. They need someone who can sustain success. Someone who can keep improving year after year. Someone who can build something long-term. Can Xavi do that? His first season at Barcelona suggests yes. His second season suggests maybe not. United need to figure out which version is the real Xavi. Would Xavi's style actually work in England? This is one of the biggest questions about Xavi potentially coming to Manchester United. His style of football is very specific. Very Barcelona. Very possession-based. Would it actually work in the Premier League? Let me explain what I mean. Xavi's teams try to dominate possession. They keep the ball. They pass it around patiently. They wait for openings. They do not rush. They control the tempo of the game. This is classic Barcelona football. Tiki-taka. Whatever you want to call it. This style works in La Liga because Barcelona are usually the best team. Most opponents sit back against them. Most teams let Barcelona have the ball and try to defend deep. Barcelona then have to break down these packed defenses through patient passing and movement. But the Premier League is different. Really different. The pace is faster. The physicality is higher. Teams press more aggressively. They do not just sit back and let you have the ball. They come at you. They try to win the ball high up the pitch. The games are more open. More chaotic. More unpredictable. Can Xavi's possession style work in that environment? That is the question. Pep Guardiola has shown it can work. Manchester City play possession football and they dominate the Premier League. But Guardiola is probably the greatest manager of his generation. He has had years to perfect his system. He has unlimited money to buy exactly the players he needs. Even then, it took him a season to adapt to English football. Would Xavi be able to do the same thing? Would he be able to adapt his Barcelona style to work in England? Or would he struggle like other Spanish managers have struggled? And here is another concern. Xavi's style needs very specific players. You need defenders who are comfortable on the ball. Really comfortable. You need midfielders who can receive the ball under pressure and keep it moving. You need forwards who can move and link play, not just stay in the box. Does Manchester United have these players? Some yes. Some no. Lisandro Martinez is good on the ball. Kobbie Mainoo is technical and calm. But other players might not fit. Harry Maguire is not great with his feet. Marcus Rashford likes to run in behind, not play possession football. Casemiro is slowing down and might not have the mobility for Xavi's high pressing. This means Xavi would probably need to buy a lot of new players. Maybe 5 or 6 players in the first 2 windows. Maybe more. That costs money. That takes time. And there is no guarantee it would work even after all that investment. These are legitimate concerns. Real concerns that Manchester United need to think about carefully before hiring Xavi. What Manchester United really need right now. Let me step back and talk about what Manchester United actually need right now. Because this is important context for whether Xavi is the right choice. United are in crisis. The team is playing terribly. The results are awful. The mood is negative. The fans are angry. The players look lost. United are nowhere near the top 4. They might not even qualify for Europe at all this season. So what does United need? Let me give you my honest opinion. United need stability first and foremost. They need someone who can come in and calm everything down. Someone who can get players believing again. Someone who can get some positive results to lift the mood. They need to stop the bleeding before they can start healing. This is why I think United should go with an interim manager first. Someone like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who knows the club and can provide that immediate stability. Let Ole or whoever handle things until May. Get through the season with some dignity. Then in the summer, make a proper decision about the permanent manager. For the permanent role, United need someone with a clear plan. Someone who can explain exactly how they will turn United around. Someone who has experience building teams and creating successful systems. Someone who can develop young players while also getting results. Someone who can handle the enormous pressure. Does Xavi fit that description? Maybe. He has experience at a massive club. He has won a major title. He can play attractive football. He has developed young players. These are all positives. But Xavi also comes with questions. Can he adapt to the Premier League? Will his style work with United's players? Can he sustain success over multiple seasons? These questions need good answers before United commit. My honest opinion? I think Xavi should be on the shortlist for the summer. He should be interviewed. United should talk to him. They should understand his vision. They should assess whether he is the right fit. But they should also consider other options. Compare Xavi to other candidates. Make an informed decision based on all the information. Do not hire Xavi just because he is available and interested. Hire him because he is genuinely the best option. Because you believe he will succeed. Because the risk is worth taking. Otherwise, look elsewhere. How Xavi compares to every other candidate. Let me run through how Xavi stacks up against all the other main candidates for the Manchester United job. Because this is the best way to see where he ranks. Xavi versus Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole is the favorite for the interim role. He knows United. The fans love him. He can lift the mood quickly. But as a long-term permanent manager, Xavi has better credentials. Xavi won La Liga. Ole never won a major trophy as a manager. Xavi is probably better tactically. But Ole has that emotional connection to United that Xavi does not have. For interim, pick Ole. For permanent, Xavi has a stronger CV. Xavi versus Oliver Glasner. Glasner is doing well at Crystal Palace. He won the Europa League with Frankfurt. But he has never managed at the absolute top level. He has never dealt with the pressure of a truly giant club. Xavi has. Xavi managed Barcelona. He won La Liga. He has proven he can handle enormous expectations. I would take Xavi over Glasner without hesitation. Xavi versus Roberto De Zerbi. This is closer. De Zerbi did brilliant work at Brighton. His football is exciting. But De Zerbi has never won a major trophy. He has never managed a club as big as United or Barcelona. Xavi has done both. On paper, Xavi's CV is stronger. But De Zerbi knows the Premier League. He has proven himself in England. It is genuinely close, but I would probably lean towards Xavi because of that La Liga title. Xavi versus Thomas Tuchel. If Tuchel was available, I would take Tuchel. Tuchel won the Champions League with Chelsea. He has managed in multiple countries. He has more experience at the highest level. But Tuchel is managing England right now and probably will not leave before World Cup. So this comparison does not really matter because Tuchel is not available. Xavi versus Mauricio Pochettino. Pochettino has loads of Premier League experience. He did amazing work at Tottenham. He knows English football inside out. But Pochettino has never won a major trophy. Never. He failed at PSG where winning should have been easy. He failed at Chelsea. Xavi won La Liga at Barcelona. That matters. That shows Xavi can get over the line when it counts. I would take Xavi. Xavi versus Julian Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann is brilliant. Young. Innovative. Tactically excellent. But he is managing Germany right now. Like Tuchel, he is probably not available. And even if he was, Nagelsmann might be more expensive and harder to get. Xavi is available right now and interested. That makes him more realistic. So looking at all the realistic options, Xavi is definitely near the top of the list. He might not be perfect. He has concerns. But his achievements at Barcelona put him ahead of most other candidates who are actually available and interested. The players who would love playing for Xavi. Let me talk about which current Manchester United players would benefit from playing under Xavi. Because this matters. Some players would thrive. Some would struggle. Let me break it down. Kobbie Mainoo would absolutely love Xavi. Mainoo is technical. He is calm on the ball. He can receive passes under pressure. He makes good decisions. He does not panic. These are exactly the qualities Xavi loves in a midfielder. Mainoo would probably become even more important under Xavi. He might become a key player. This would be great for his development. Lisandro Martinez would probably do well too. Martinez is comfortable on the ball for a defender. He can pass. He can play out from the back. He is not scared of receiving the ball in tight spaces. Xavi would trust him. Martinez would be important in building attacks from deep. Bruno Fernandes is interesting. Bruno is incredibly creative. He can make passes that other players cannot see. He can unlock defenses. But Bruno also gives the ball away a lot. He takes risks. He plays speculative passes. Would Xavi appreciate Bruno's creativity? Or would he get frustrated with Bruno losing possession? It could go either way. My guess is they would have a complicated relationship. Bruno would create chances, but Xavi would constantly tell him to be more careful. The young forwards like Alejandro Garnacho might get more opportunities. Xavi has always given chances to young players. He trusts talent. If Garnacho shows he can learn Xavi's system, he might play a lot. Same with other academy graduates. Xavi's Barcelona gave debuts to teenagers. He could do the same at United. But some players would struggle. Harry Maguire is not good enough on the ball for Xavi's system. He would probably be sold or benched. Marcus Rashford might not fit either. Rashford likes space to run into. He likes playing on the counter. In a possession system against deep defenses, his strengths are not as useful. Xavi would need to decide whether to adapt his system to fit Rashford or find a new striker. Casemiro is another concern. Casemiro is getting older. He is slowing down. Xavi's system requires midfielders who can press high and cover lots of ground. Can Casemiro still do that at 32 or 33 years old? Maybe not. He might need to be replaced. Overall, Xavi would probably keep some players and need to replace others. That is normal for any new manager. But the scale of changes needed might be bigger than usual because Xavi's style is so specific. What Xavi would need to change his mind about United? Right now, according to Romano, there have been no talks between Xavi and Manchester United. But let me think about what would need to happen for Xavi to actually say yes to United if they did make an offer. First, Xavi would need assurances about transfers. He would need to know that United will back him in the market. That they will spend money on the players he needs. That they will not sell his best players without his permission. At Barcelona, there were issues with the board selling players. Xavi would not want that to happen again. Second, Xavi would need time. He would need United to promise him at least 2 or 3 years minimum. No matter what happens. Even if results are bad in the first season. Because implementing his style takes time. You cannot judge it after 6 months. Xavi would need guarantees that he will not be sacked quickly. Third, Xavi would need control. He would want to decide who plays, who gets sold, what the training looks like, what the tactics are. He would not want interference from above. He would not want directors of football telling him which players to sign or which formation to use. He would want autonomy. Fourth, Xavi would probably want to bring his own coaching staff. People he trusts. People who understand his methods. United would need to let him do that. They could not force him to keep coaches he does not want. Fifth, Xavi would need to believe in the project. He would need to see that United are serious about winning again. That they have ambition. That they are not just happy to finish fourth and collect Champions League money. Xavi has standards. He would only come to United if he believes he can win major trophies there. Can United provide all of these things? Some yes. Some maybe. The money is there. The ambition should be there. But the patience? The time? The control? These are harder. United have not shown great patience with recent managers. United have directors who want involvement in decisions. Xavi would need to be convinced that this time will be different. When would this actually happen? Let me talk about timing. Because this is important. Even if Manchester United decide they want Xavi, when would he actually start? My strong belief is that Xavi would not come now. Not in January. Not in the middle of the season. That would not make sense for anyone. Xavi's style of football needs time to teach. You cannot just implement it in a week. It requires detailed coaching on the training ground. It requires players understanding their positions and responsibilities. It requires repetition and practice. You need pre-season for all of that. You need weeks of preparation. If Xavi came now, he would be thrown into games every 3 or 4 days with no time to coach properly. He would have to just send the team out and hope for the best. That is setting him up to fail. That is not fair to him or to United. So if United want Xavi, the smart move is to wait until summer. Let an interim manager handle things from now until May. Then bring Xavi in with a full pre-season ahead of him. Give him July and August to work with the team. Let him sign his players in the summer transfer window. Let him implement his system properly. That timeline also makes sense with what Romano is saying. No negotiations now because United are focused on the interim appointment. But conversations could happen in March or April about the summer. By then, United will know more about who is available, who is interested, what their options are. My prediction is that if United do hire Xavi, the announcement would come in April or May. Then he would officially start work in July when the pre-season begins. That gives everyone time to prepare properly. That gives Xavi the best chance to succeed. Anything else would be setting him up to fail. And United cannot afford another failure. Questions I need you to answer. Now I want to hear from you. This is your chance to share your opinion. What do you think about all of this? Do you want Manchester United to hire Xavi Hernandez? Are you excited about the possibility? Or do you have serious doubts? Tell me honestly how you feel. What worries you more? The fact that Xavi has never managed in England? or the fact that his second season at Barcelona was disappointing? Which concern is bigger in your mind? If you had to choose between Xavi Hernandez, Roberto De Zerbi, Oliver Glasner, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for the permanent manager role, who would you pick? Put them in order. Tell me your preference. Do you think Xavi's possession style would work at Manchester United? Or do you think the Premier League is too different from La Liga? Would United need to play differently? How many transfer windows do you think Xavi would need to really build his team? 1? 2? 3? How patient would you be willing to be? And the biggest question of all, do you trust Manchester United to make the right decision? Do you believe the people running the club know what they are doing? Or are you worried they will mess this up like they have messed up so many other manager appointments? Leave your answers in the comments section. Tell me what you think. Share your opinion. Let us have a real discussion about this, because hiring the next manager is the biggest decision United will make this year. Your voice matters. Your opinion matters. So share it. The conclusion that matters. So there you have it. The complete picture of Xavi Hernandez and Manchester United based on what Fabrizio Romano revealed tonight. Xavi wants to manage in the Premier League. He feels ready to return to management after 8 months away. He has disconnected, recovered, and prepared himself for the next challenge. He is open to managing in England. He wants to write a new chapter after Barcelona. Manchester United officials regard Xavi well. They were impressed with what he achieved at Barcelona. They saw him take a club in crisis and turn them into champions. They respect his credentials. They think he could potentially be the right man for the job. But there have been no negotiations yet. United have not reached out to Xavi. They are still in the early stages of their manager search. They are considering multiple options. Xavi is one of them, but not the only one. The door is open. The possibility is real. If United want Xavi, they can make it happen. Xavi would be interested. The conversations could start tomorrow if United wanted. But United are taking their time. They are being careful. They are not rushing into anything. Should United hire Xavi? That is the big question. He has credentials that most other candidates do not have. That La Liga title matters. His experience at Barcelona matters. His tactical knowledge matters. But he also comes with concerns. His second season was disappointing. He has never managed in England. His style might not suit all of United's players. My opinion? I think Xavi deserves serious consideration. He should be on the shortlist for the summer appointment. United should talk to him. They should hear his plans. They should assess whether he is the right fit. But they should not hire him just because he is available and interested. They should hire him because they genuinely believe he is the best option. Because they trust he will succeed. Because the risk is worth it. Subscribe to United Daily Updates on YouTube right now if you have not already. We will bring you every single update on the manager situation. Every development. Every rumor. Every confirmed report. When United make their decision, you will hear it here first. This is the channel that Manchester United fans trust for real information. Thank you for reading this detailed breakdown. I know it was long, but the Xavi situation is important and complicated. I wanted to give you all the facts, all the context, all the analysis, so you can form your own opinion based on real information. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think. Should United go for Xavi? Should they look elsewhere? Who is your first choice for the permanent manager job? I want to hear from all of you. This is United Daily Updates, and I will see you in the next one. The manager search continues. The possibilities are endless. And we will be here covering every single twist and turn. Come on, United. Let us hope the people in charge make the right decision this time. Thanks you for watching, and remember to subscribe.